have is, of course, a much more long-lived dream, is the dream that the Franco-German friendship, the idea, should live forever. And it has lived already for 50 years, which is in a lifespan quite something already. I'm not going to say much at the moment. I leave it to my much more able French colleague and friend, because the French diplomats are really trained. So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening is one of the most beautiful evenings a diplomat from Germany can imagine. He can say, mission accomplished in the real true sense, at least for the time being. The mission which was given to us by nobody else but President Truman in 1945, voiced through his Secretary of State Burns in the totally bombed out Stuttgart in the famous Europe speech. It's ended with the sentence, "You Europeans, we don't want another situation when Germans, when Americans, young American kids die because you Germans and French, you Europeans didn't get your act together." And he was so wise. And we took it up, and since then there was no single shot anywhere in Europe, with two horrible exceptions. One was that it didn't go too smoothly in Romania, but that was not much. But one which I lived through a little later in the Balkans war. But nothing between us. And what is most important, we overcame the division of a continent, which was not only the most cruel division of ideologies, not only it dividing the hearts among Germans and Europeans in the middle of our continent, but it was also diffusing the most dangerous situation. There were more nukes in my hometown, Kaiserslautern, together to pulverize Europe 5 times over, alone. And all over Europe there were all these things. And now, what do we have now? The Nobel Prize Peace Commission gave us Europeans in last December the Peace Nobel Prize. Chair.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. After this very, very nice speech, I will not inflict on you the 3 pages I've written. And thank you. I think you expressed all the beautiful spirit that this Franco-German friendship embodies, and has been embodying for 50 years and a bit more now. Because after centuries of rivalry and enmity, 2 men, the Chancellor Konrad Adenauer and the President de Gaulle, decided to put history where it belonged, that is to say in the past, and look toward the future, and build something for the next generations to avoid that the scourge of war would be ever inflicted ever again on Europe, on our people, and on Earth. And this beautiful spirit is very much alive today, because I don't know one single example of any country aside France and Germany, who always understand each other. We start from very different points. We always arrive at a common solution. It's always happy ending with us. It can be, very difficult, but we always talk in a very positive, reasonable spirit. We always agree to agree, not to disagree. Always agree to agree. And that's the spirit of the Traité de l'Élysée, to come to a common solution, to offer this common solution to the rest of Europe, and to make Europe move forward. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what we will continue doing with all our friends and partners from Europe, because it's not an exclusive friendship, it's something which is open to the rest of Europe, so that we can move forward. And very often, unfortunately, we hear about the bad news about Europe, but the Franco-German friendship is a good news, and it's something which will bring more good news again and again and again, and that's our commitment to Europe, our commitment to you, our commitment to the world, to ever bring more. And that's a beautiful cooperation that we have. We all have beautiful stories on a personal level of friendships, of meetings when we were students, of exchange programs, of speaking the other's language, or not, in my case, not well enough. But my wife is, so she's the better half of me. So thank you very much for being here. It's a fabulous and very emotional time also for me. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who will help us putting this event on foot, Volkswagen, of course, Michel Laporta, for Cake Sophie Gayot, oui, Sophie, chère Sophie, and the chef, Olivier Roussel from Lux Hotel, and the chef of the Résidence de France, Christian Antillet, et merci beaucoup, Bernd, de nous accueillir chez toi ce soir.
Hey.
C'est un très grand plaisir.
Bravo!
Thank you so much. I think the culinary part of what we are doing is so important that I give you, Sophie, a chance to say a word.
Well, you know what? Your sausages are really good. As a critic, I can say that those sausages are really good. And since we're in Hollywood, we have a surprise guest star that just arrived. She arrived from Paris last night. She just arrived at the Résidence. She's French. It's Hélène Seguera. So for the French people who are here, you know who she is, and he's hiding behind here, but she's here. Hélène, you're not going to have to sing La Marseillaise. So we already deal on that.
Bravo!
No, I just want to say you're here, and then you're the Hollywood guest star, a surprise guest star. Thank you for coming. And to celebrate our friendship tonight, I'm going to ask the people that are on that side to move, because I'm going to use this, and I'm going to punch that thing, of course. So I would like, it's better if you are not on my way. So thank you, and then thank you for having the French here, your residence.
Of course, anytime when you bring food. I mean,
Food or champagne? What is
first champagne, then food. Ladies and gentlemen, however, as I said, it all would be nothing. And that's the deepest conviction which I have in my mind. I would be not here, or I may be here as for you Americans. And that's why I'm so happy that the elected leader of your country, and what a leader, Tom LaBonge, is saying of you.
Bernd Fischer, thank you. Good morning. It's great to be here, to be part of this as representative of Los Angeles, as president of Sister Cities. Rosemary Reich is here from our Berlin sister city, and Camille LaBonge, my special deputy, who is the envoy to Bordeaux for that special sister city in France. The first thing I want to do, and if you allow me, Dr. Fischer, I want to thank this great Consul General for the greatest gift that the United States ever received, the Statue of Liberty. And just now, as this country is discussing the issues of immigration, that gift, if we all look to that statue and read that statue, understand why people who come here should be welcome here, but also go through a process. But the Statue of Liberty is our greatest gift that any country has given us. Vive la France. Thank you so much. And history is so important because our lives now are like the speed in the jet age, beyond with the internet. But to know what those who went before us did in the struggle, in the very dark times of Germany with the united effort of others, and then the post-war, which was so important. And then I must speak of President Eisenhower, who said about the fearfulness of the military-industrial complex and the creation of a sister city program of people to people. Not governments to government, people to people. And that's what really makes the world go round, through the arts, through athletics, through food. You mentioned it, Lourdes. That's the county for you. Good job, Lourdes. But tonight we celebrate an important point of history. So for 50 years, this very special degree of proclamation to cooperation, which makes us proud, you know, in the countries of the world. And there's always challenges, but we can work for peace, which is so important. We can disagree to agree, and find ways to find common ground. But I just want to salute both countries on this night on behalf of Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, the President of the City Council, Mr. Wesson, this commendation that salutes this special day of treaty to the both of you as representatives of France and representatives of Germany. Let's give them a big hand right now.
Can we get you in there, Tom, please? Right in the middle, please. I've got instructions from Isaac.
Bravo.
Merci.
So I just want to say one thing, you know, I was talking to an immigration officer once and he told me why so many Italians are named Tony. Do you know why?
Tony.
Because yes, when they went through immigration, they just put a T-O-N-Y on their forehead to New York. It's the truth. Now, I just want to let you know my family's history, although they were in Berlin, but there was a part of the time they were on the border between France and between Germany, in the Alsace-Lorraine section. Okay, so what they did, the name was B-O-N-G-E, and they just put an L-A on the forehead. Okay, so I just wanted to say that to these fine gentlemen with their fine wives and all the sponsors. This is wonderful to I know, I'm trying. I get you in here. Step away. Anyway, let's go on with the cake cutting and celebrate this one. Dr. Fischer.
Now, finish this all after the usual wonderful super speech of LaBonge. My dear Tom, the last act is the most important. Here we are.
I'm still here.
No, here we go into the middle and show everybody. The last belligerent act which is done between France and Germany is this kind of military activity.
So usually I count in French or in English. Tonight I'm going to do the different language, right?
Let me do this first. Let me move this out of the way.
So we
No, Tom. No.
ladies and gentlemen, we start counting now. At the count of trois, she cuts. Because she only understands French when it comes to cutting. So, un, deux, trois! Have a great evening!